What's going on, and welcome back to my channel at The Movie Optimist, where I try and find the silver linings and even the worst of films. It was just announced a day or so ago that Paramount is gearing up to put in a bid to buy Warner Brothers. Now, we've always kind of known that David Zaslav, the person that ran the Discovery Channel, bought Warner Brothers in hopes to turn the ship around because Warner Brothers wasn't doing that well, and they wanted to bring it back to the iconic studio that it once was, and he did. He's turned a profit. The last 10 movies they've put out have all broken $40 million in a row, which was like a franchise record for any studio in the existence of Hollywood. Superman did well, Weapons is doing well, Sinners did well, The Conjuring's doing well, and they're just doing hit after hit after hit. And because of this, it makes Warner Brothers as a whole look like something worth buying for other studios, which was always part of the plan. Zaslav wanted to take the company of Warner Brothers, bring it up to the higher echelon status where it's worth even buying, and then sell it to the highest bidder. It was all just a business strategy, and he's done a good job at getting Warner Brothers to where they need to be appealing to other studios. So recently, Paramount was bought out by Skydance, which is a company that does a lot of movies with J.J. Abrams, and there was a new president appointed, which is this young guy that's obsessed with Call of Duty, which is why one of the very first things he did after the merger of Skydance and Paramount and becoming the president of Paramount is greenlighting a Call of Duty movie. He has done a lot of promising in terms of bringing Paramount to a status of making really popular fan favorite movies. He wants to make more movies like Top Gun Maverick. He wants to bring back World War Z, and he wants to do all these crazy things. And now they're talking about him wanting to buy Warner Brothers. And I think it's another smart business decision on his end. He's going to then have Transformers under one roof, Star Trek. He's going to have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all of Nickelodeon. Then he's going to have all of HBO, the Justice League, the Conjuring universe. And he's just going to turn Paramount into this powerhouse. They're going to essentially be like another Disney owning Pixar and now Fox and Marvel and all that stuff. And he's trying to, make a name for himself there and hit the ground running, and running he is. He's sprinting full tilt. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because on one hand, I am relieved that it's Paramount buying Warner Brothers and not Netflix, because let's be real. If someone like Netflix, which is definitely going to put a bid in, it's not that they bought them already. Paramount has not bought Warner Brothers already. They're just the first penguin in the water, if you will, of studios announcing that they're going to put a bid in. But that, this is an open bidding type scenario where everybody could put a bid in. And if Netflix does and acquires HBO and acquires Warner Brothers, those are just less movies we're going to see in movie theaters, because Netflix is going to be like, well, now if you want to watch the Justice League movies, you could only watch them on Netflix streaming. And I think that is insanely bad for business on one hand, because then none of these movies don't make money. Not a lot more people are going to sign up for Netflix. And for those of you that don't understand streaming still to this day, I see so many people talking about when movies don't do well financially in theaters. It's like, oh, well, when it goes to streaming, it's going to make a lot more money. No, it's not. It doesn't make a single penny. The whole point of streaming services is to maintain their subscribers. They make movies consistently on Netflix to keep people from unsubscribing. In case you want to unsubscribe, well, we got a new Martin Scorsese movie called The Irishman coming out. And they do that not because they want to make money off of it, but because they want you to keep paying your subscription. Almost all the people that are going to sign up for Netflix have signed up. They're not going to get 100 million new subscriptions from people for acquiring HBO, because chances are most people that want HBO or Netflix already has HBO or Netflix. And this is just a bad business model, because they're going to start lowering significantly the budget to all these films, and the quality is going to significantly drop. But on top of that, it's also going to create a lesser space for movie theaters to thrive without another huge franchise like the Justice League or the Conjuring universe or Blumhouse's stuff or anything like that. And it's going to be less things going to the theater, and it's going to be harder for theaters to stay open year round. You're only going to have Sony, you're going to have Marvel and Disney, you're going to have some of Amazon's movies, some of Apple's movies, but the studios making movies for the big screen are slowly diminishing, and this would just further kill the movie theater industry. And that's what I love. And I'm aware that not everyone loves it the way that I do. A lot of people like to sit home and watch movies with their family because it's so expensive to go out. But for me personally, my favorite place in the world to be is the movie theater, and to watch them die is just really depressing for me. So I do not want Netflix to acquire it. So I am happy that Paramount is going to acquire that. But one of the things that scares the shit out of me is Like in sports, when a new manager of the team comes in, a lot of the times they'll fire the coach and bring in their own person to be the coach because they want their own guy in there. And I'm afraid that the new head of Paramount might want to fire James Gunn and bring in his own guy to run DC. And I think that that's such a colossal mistake. And I know not everyone loves James Gunn. Not everyone loves Superman that just came out. But I did. I grew up reading the Superman comics. I love the brighter, more uplifting, choir boy version of Superman. I absolutely love this film, and for the first time it feels like we're getting comic accurate DC stuff and not Zack Snyder's brooding Greek god, dark and desaturated version of them. Like, I genuinely love the direction that James Gunn is going in, and I want to see more of it, and clearly most of the world does too. Say what you will, you can make any argument you want. $600 million is a lot for a superhero movie nowadays. It is. I mean, unless it's nostalgia bait where we're getting Hugh Jackman coming back to play Wolverine after he's been retired as Wolverine for 10 years. Regular superhero movies aren't making $1 billion anymore. I mean, the Fantastic Four made just over $500 million. Captain America Brave New World made like $400 million. They're not billion-dollar properties anymore. So Superman coming out and making $600 million is good. It's off to a really good start. And I'm afraid if they remove him and try and restart again, that's going to be catastrophic. It's going to be catastrophic because now we're getting a third reboot of this franchise, and I fear that we won't get another chance at success with this because people are going to just be like, fuck Warner Brothers. They don't know what they're doing. They keep rebooting it. We keep getting new Superman. We keep getting new Batman. It's just going to confuse everybody, and then even less people would see another incarnation of Superman. You already have people that don't want to see this new one because they're such die-hard fans of what Zack Snyder did. Now you're going to have fans that are die-hard fans of what James Gunn has done, and it's just going to be a recipe for disaster. So I am happy that Paramount is buying Warner Brothers, if that is the case. If anyone else would do it that would make me happy, it would probably be Apple, because they have made it known that they believe in the theatrical experience, which is why F1 went to theaters and made $600 million. Or Amazon. I'd be happy with Amazon too, because they also put movies in movie theaters. And I just hope that the new president of Paramount, if he does acquire Warner Brothers, he leaves Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdy in place. They've been doing some great work with greenlighting Weapons, with greenlighting Sinners, with doing the Final Destination film. They've just been on a hot streak. And James Gunn is also on a hot streak. Peacemaker is the #1 show on HBO, or I think it's now the #2, just below that new Mark Ruffalo show, Task. Superman was the highest grossing superhero film this year, and it was very well received generally from the average movie-going audience and critics, and I just hope he keeps it that way, because I would love to see where James Gunn is going to take this universe. But what do you guys think? Do you think that James Gunn's job is in trouble now with the new Paramount acquisition, or do you think he's safe? Do you think that Warner Brothers would be better off on a streaming service like Netflix, or do you think it deserves to stay as a theatrical-only studio? Let's talk about it in the comments down below. And as always, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you next time.